Humans have a decent grasp of the scale of small whole numbers. We understand the difference between 1 of something versus 10 of something, and so on up to about 100, maybe 1,000 at the most. However, somewhere around 1,000, human perception of whole numbers shifts from linear to logarithmic. That is to say, when asked to picture the number 1 million, people might visualize a quantity closer to 2,000. When asked to picture 1 billion, they might visualize something like 3,000 instead of the incredibly large number that it actually is. This may explain why some people think that having a net worth in the range of billions of dollars is a normal state of being, or why they may be incredulous at the idea of life evolving into complex forms over billions of years without recognizing how ludicrously long such a time span really is. Many attempts have been made to bridge this perception gap through the use of analogies. For example, the first transcontinental railroad connecting the railroad networks of the eastern United States to the Pacific coast ran some 3,075 kilometers, or 1,911 miles, from Council Bluffs, Iowa, to Oakland, California. The Central Pacific and Union Pacific lines were connected at Promontory Summit, Utah on May 10, 1869. The Western Pacific Line, from Sacramento through Stockton to Oakland Pier, opened about 6 months later. Starting there, if the length of that train line was 1 billion years, a single year would be 3 millimeters, less than 1/8 of an inch. 1 billion years means traveling the first transcontinental railroad at 3 millimeters per year. Unless you live to be 100 years old, your whole lifespan would be less than a foot. The human species has only existed for 600 meters, or roughly a few city blocks. If continuing eastward on this line means traveling back in time from the present, would you like to guess where the non-avian dinosaurs died? Sacramento. Lots of dinosaurs died around Sacramento, roughly 65 million years ago, or 126 miles. By contrast, the whole history of life itself on planet Earth roughly spans a round trip from Oakland to Council Bluffs and back at 3 millimeters per year. However, such analogies can still fail because it's difficult to find two relatable quantities at both ends of such an extreme ratio. Many analogies reference quantities that are either too small or too large for easy comprehension. Our use of language doesn't help matters. In English, we have easy names and prefixes for numbers well in excess of 1 billion, a name for each increase of a factor of 1,000. Once again, a logarithmic scale. In reality, most scientists and engineers don't even use these prefixes if they can help it. Instead, they might use scientific notation or convert to different units of measurement. I contend that this language is too easy and perpetuates human misperception of large numbers, and I propose that such absurdly large numbers should instead be represented, at least in auditory form, by equally absurd and increasingly incoherent sounds. A prototype of such a list is thus presented. 1 million stays at 1 million because it is too commonly used to be easily changed. 1 billion becomes 1 braggalagillion. 1 trillion becomes something long, spoken quickly. Perhaps we could ask the good people of Wales for suggestions. 1 quadrillion is 1 quintillion is 1 sextillion or more. No recommendations yet. All proposals have so far been rejected by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. For example, the Tsar Bomba, the largest thermonuclear weapon ever detonated, released an explosive energy of 50 megatons of TNT, or 210 joules. However, when a star explodes as a nova, it is estimated to release an amount of energy equivalent to Tsar Bombas times 1,000. And don't even get me started on supernovas. It is my belief that such a change will make science more accessible and comprehensible to the general public. I have received complaints from members of the astrophysics department that such a change would require them to carry power tools and stray cats to conferences. Obviously, I do not advocate bringing stray cats to professional conferences. There are plenty of cats in shelters in need of a good home and occupation, and the handling of stray animals is best left to local animal control departments and rescue organizations. Honestly, I do not see what the trouble is.